Hello and welcome to the Gooners Podcast. Mike, we're within 24 hours of sweet embrace.
We are 24 hours from now. I arrive in Denver. I expect to be greeted with gummy bears and various accoutrements. Is Joey picking me up, or are you?
I think, isn't Joey picking you up and then we're meeting somewhere, or do you want me to pick you up? It makes more sense for Joey to pick you up.
Based on what you said in the last podcast about how you were not even going to bring the car to a complete halt when you come to pick me up, Joey, I know, will stop. He will park. He will come in, and we will have that running to each other thing in the baggage claim, because Joey I can count on for stuff like that. So we'll sort all this out. What's actually going to end up happening is I'm going to be standing there in Denver, like, guys,
Joey and I having drinks somewhere.
Exactly. You're like, oh wait, we're supposed to pick up Mike. So we're doing a bit of a different show today because Andy, Arsenal are so close to coming all over the U.S. It's kind of like the pre-coming stage to the U.S. right now.
Yeah, they're teasing us right now. There's some ball fondling.
Yeah, and honestly, with Martinelli signing, with Nketiah and Smith Rowe and Willock and all those guys, joining the first team, the team's getting so young and experienced. I kind of expected the team to come a little prematurely for this trip, but it does look like they're actually going to show up on time. So are you getting pumped?
I can't wait to watch Martinelli score a brace in one of the matches and have everyone freak out, and then see him play twice in the Carabao Cup.
He is, and that will be the last that we see of him. But hey, it's Arsenal. So last time they came to the States, we did not yet know each other. So I'm going to get to see all of your.
Yeah, we knew each other.
Not so much.
No, we definitely knew each other.
Okay, well, you knew me, but I didn't know you. Let's put it that way. But what we're doing today is we're going to start to really get pumped up about this tour, because the tour takes us to 4 different cities, 3 of them which are getting Arsenal action for the very first time. And the buzz has been going around the Arsenal America supporters group. And now that we're on the eve of the tour, we wanted to talk to the people who are organizing the events and the plans. And these people have been, busting their ass along, in some cases on their own, in some cases along with kind of co-managers and co-planners from the various cities. So we're going to introduce you in order of the last tour stop to the first, and then we will go into a little bit more detail about each city's visit. So starting with D.C., the hometown of one Michael S. Feinberg, Esquire. We have the man I've known longer than any of y'all, because he was the first or second person I met when I went to the pub in Washington, D.C. to watch a game. He's the founder and overlord of the D.C. Armory. Josh Vaughn, welcome to the pod.
Hey, welcome, Mike. Great to be here.
Thanks for joining us and taking the time to be with us today, and for doing such a great job year after year after year in DC. I'm a little biased, but DC, which is kind of split into the DC Armory and the Arlington Gooners, is what I consider to be one of the better branches of Arsenal America, because basically I'm saying that because you're here and because I'm in it. But other than that, we don't travel as well as I'd like, and so we gotta do some changes about that. But we're gonna put on a good show. Charlotte is the second to last visit, and I briefly met Michael in London, I believe, over the past couple of years. But I know he works his ass off to make the Queen City Gooners in Charlotte, North Carolina, a great branch. Thanks for coming on with us, Michael.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Looking forward to my visit to the Queen City. And representing the City of Angels, the place where Mesut Ozil goes to wear white pants. That is literally the thing I remember most about the last tour. That's about the only thing I remember from the last tour. A city that will hopefully still be in one piece by the time we all get there next week. Either that or it'll have completely earthquaked themselves out into the Pacific Ocean. But from Arsenal, Los Angeles, it's Taylor Unani. Is that right, Unani?
Yeah, that's right. Glad to be here.
Thanks, Taylor, for joining us. And last, but definitely not least, making his triumphant return to the pod after years of banishment, for what I have no idea. It's the only man whose affections Andy and I have had a fist fight over. The man who promised to move in with me if anything, God forbid, ever happened to my wife. And unlike her, he does anal. It's the one and only Joey Murphy, everybody. Welcome back.
Nice to be back, and excited for the trip. Excited to see all my buddies, and it's going to be a good time.
Now you may notice if you heard in the news today, we did have just one quick piece of Arsenal news is that apparently with the opening up of the jersey number 8 by Aaron Ramsey's departure, we have Lucas Torreira now taking that number and Gabriel Martinelli taking an 11. So with that said, Joey, sitting there in that spanky brand new jersey, why don't you show us the back of it?
Oh, you want to see the back of it? I have the Torreira 11.
That's already obsolete. He's had it for 3 hours and it's already obsolete.
Joey, is the Visit Rwanda patch screen printed or is it stitched?
Screen printed.
Motherfuckers.
It is.
It's like the press on stuff.
Like Lee press on nails.
What am I trying to say?
We don't really have any idea, but it's a sharp looking jersey. We'll find out soon when I see it on somebody else whether it's actually sharp or whether it just looks sharp because it's on Joey Murphy. But anyway, so when does the team? Do you know, Joey, when the team actually arrives? Because actually, LA is where they're going first for a couple days of fun in the sun, I guess, and then they're treating Denver like a redheaded stepchild in a sense.
Yeah.
I think they're coming literally for 3 hours, 2 of which is the game. But Taylor, when does the team get in? Do you know that? And please tell everybody where they're staying.
As far as I know, they're not gonna be here until Tuesday, from what I've heard.
Oh, okay.
That's when the events. Well, my understanding is Denver not on Monday.
Yeah, the game is on Monday. I had heard that the team was coming into LA, kind of setting up shop in LA, and then flying to Denver pretty much for the game and like an hour on either side of it, and then going back to LA. But that
this has been more or less a few weeks of very little information directly from the club. There's so many moving parts going on over there right now that I think that them informing us of what their plans are kind of at the bottom of their to-do list.
Yeah, we're under the impression Arsenal is coming to the States. That is kind of where things stand.
I bought a ticket for something, so
yeah, it's going to be the team that we trotted out against Bournemouth, but Arsenal are coming. So Denver's first. I'm getting there tomorrow night just because I need to ground myself. I need to just basically stand in Andy's house and just become one with the city. But the events start on Friday night, Joey. What do we have planned? Take us through from Friday to Monday when the game is.
Okay.
What are we doing with our time?
So Friday, people are going to be coming in staggered over the weekend. So we didn't get too crazy Friday. We're just going to have a meet and greet type situation at our home pub, the Celtic.
Who are you going to be meeting and greeting?
I'm going to be meeting and greeting you, Andy.
57,000 other people.
Joey, I won't be coming to these events because I'm media now.
Okay. Yeah, I know you are big time, so.
Well, no, we have to cover these events now. It's our responsibility to bring the gospel of Joey Murphy and report on beer after beer what Joey ends up having, where the wallet ends up getting lost, and those important things that the people want to know about. So there's a welcome party on Friday night. And by the way, I just want to interject. I will probably interject this frequently, but all of you in the respective cities and Arsenal America in general have been very generous and open to helping promote the Gooners versus Cancer charity. I was really thrilled when I heard that the team was coming and that there were going to be some events where people can get together and hang out and hopefully not repeatedly over and over again sing the "What do you think of Tottenham" song. Once, okay, but 10,000 times, no. But anyway, these events are going to be fun, and we are going to be doing a raffle in each location starting Friday night in Denver for people that are coming in early, extending through the weekend, raising money for a jersey signed by Alan Smith, a throwback jersey from the 93-94 season. So that'll start at Friday. So Saturday,
it's going to start with the morning hike at Red Rocks, world famous Red Rocks. Kind of just wanted to show people like the natural beauty of Colorado, I guess. There's going to be a lot of drinking that weekend, so we thought we'd throw something a little different in there. I don't. The interest has been like 50-50 split, but
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of training recently. I think I might be doing a little bit more of the drinking on this trip. Red Rocks. We'll see about. How can the beauty of Denver be so beautiful and yet Andy still lives there?
Come on, man, that's mean. If you just said Justin, I would have gotten it, but
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
trying to torpedo our relationship. I'm self-destructive. Right before I arrive at your house.
right before you arrive and stay at my house, you're trying to torpedo it.
No, that's not the best idea. All right, so then Saturday night.
So then Saturday night is gonna be a Rockies game. The Rockies will be playing the Reds. Coors Field is a fantastic ballpark. It's one of the best, in my opinion, venues. And
That's the local cricket team, right?
that's
For
the
the
local cricket team.
for the UK
It's
listeners.
as boring as cricket.
For people that don't know, Coors Field is located in what we call Lodo. Denver is kind of where the party area is now these days. There's tons of bars, tons of breweries around, lots of great restaurants. The game's pretty inexpensive. A few seasons ago, the Rockies installed a party deck up there, and they have a huge bar and a lot of nice beers.
Is that where this is going to be? This gathering's going to be located on the party deck.
That's my guess, and I think that probably there won't be that much baseball being watched, and probably more drinking and socializing.
Yeah, we're going to turn the party deck red, I think. Yeah. And when you hear about a major like deck collapse in Denver, when that makes the worldwide news, you'll know that I decided to go to the game. And then, of course, Sunday night is something that any South Park watcher would be looking forward to, from what I've heard. Now, I for some reason never latched on to South Park. I know that makes me a pop culture idiot, but what's going on Saturday night?
So Sunday, the day after the
Sunday
game,
night.
Sunday, that during the day that the Celtic, the home pub is being, they're gonna take us to the horse racing track. What's kind of fun about that is that they do off-track betting at the Celtic, so they have a really good relationship with the racetrack, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a ton of booze on the buses out there. Get nice and liquored up. There's going to be a race where we get to meet the horse and the jockey and just get a little wild. So that's going to be Sunday during the day, and then Sunday night everybody's really excited about Casa Bonita, the greatest family Mexican restaurant in the nation, with the cliff diving and crazy shows.
I don't even know what to expect with this Casa Bonita thing, but Andy, you know,
expect to eat before you go.
Yeah, we're going to a restaurant. Come full.
I'd never been there before, so I think Joey, you were with us. We went there for, maybe you weren't. Chris planned this like birthday thing, and so she got like a bunch of people to go, and Justin showed up, and dude was angry for 2 hours because the food is just atrocious. The drinks are terrible. I mean, it's for kids. It's a fun thing to see if you like South Park and you're in Denver for the first time, but you're not.
How are the margaritas?
Okay, so imagine Taco Bell. This food is a step below that.
The margaritas are excellent, and the sopapillas are excellent.
Sopapillas are very good. Give them that, but you got to get the fajitas if you go there, Mike, and order it like that, because that's how they say it in Spanish.
Fajitas.
Fajitas.
Yeah. So the common thread I'm noticing about this Denver trip is a little bit of exercise and a lot of drinking.
Would that be fair to say? Drew, Joey, Krista, whoever else was playing this, have really done a good job of making sure the right spots get hit for people who are coming into Denver for the first time.
Is it Allison Chan? Do I have the name right? Someone that Drew and Krista said had been helping out a lot with Denver as well.
Lisa Chan.
Lisa Chan. I'm sorry. Yeah, I wanted to give her a shout out as well, because I mean, these things they don't just automatically come together without hard work. And there's the branch manager position for an American supporters group is obviously a labor of love. It's an unpaid position, unless you choose to pilfer from the and take from the funds of your fellow Gooners. which, some people will do. But yeah, it's a lot of hard work. Joey, I can't wait to experience the fruits of your labor, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, of the 4 people, I worked the least amount on it, so pretty excited. We had the other guy from Denver, Keith. He designed a lot of the merchandise, so we'll have a shirt and poster for sale, and he's got a couple hats in the works, which I'm excited about that.
Sweet. And then you can always, when you're done buying your merch and you got the extra cash or credit card lying around, you can work on getting an Alan Smith signed retro jersey for Gooners versus Cancer, and just have a real feel-good time. We got people in the chat. We have Fredo asking why Andy's looking like Magnum PI in his shirt. Normally we have an Arsenal-themed shirt going on somewhere, but
I had
not
a
today.
business lunch today.
Cool. Well, you should have worn the collared Arsenal shirt then, because that's appropriate for business. We got Becca wondering whether we're going to get kicked out of Casa Bonita, saying hopefully lots of nachos, Montreal. I think we need to ask them to change the menu to have them called Nachos Montreal.
Hey, last time I went to Casa Bonita, Big George was involved. Is he coming on any of these West Coast tour trip?
Yeah, Big Daddy George, first guest ever on the podcast. Is he?
I'm just gonna text him because you don't know.
He's going to be in Denver only for Monday, and then he'll be in Charlotte and DC with the family.
Yes.
Sweet. So we got Fredo, we got Becca, who's packing Imodium for the visit to Casa Bonita. We've got Z Acorn, who asked
Becca,
if we're
bring
gonna
me some cookies.
we're gonna meet the players. He says, "Are you guys gonna meet the players?" Some of us are.
Yeah.
No, actually, I think
The
between
two
a couple
guys
of
who are a big deal, sure.
yes. No, I think there will be some interaction going on. Andrew the Hinckley Gooner is here. Thanks for joining us today. A rare appearance by someone who used to make fun of the podcast, still actually makes fun of the podcast. Adrian Cazares is in the chat. Adrian, former Arsenal America board member, current jackass. No, actually, I love Adrian. And Fredo's in. We got Dro the Gooners in here. What's up, buddy? Danny the GFP was dominating the chat earlier. He is one of the only late watching UK people here who's living vicariously through all of this. And he has a nice comment about you, Joey. He says, Joey has the look of a man who has killed, gotten away with it, and is planning on killing again.
That is a pretty good compliment.
He murders my heart every time I spend time with him. So in that regard, he has. So then after Denver,
Mike, I have to say one last thing about Denver real quick, because
oh yeah, please.
We're doing the tailgate on Monday.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about the game
at the pub. I know it's always the least important part, but I recommend everybody that's coming to Denver go to denvergooners.com and buy a bus ticket. I think we're working on our 4th bus there. Because parking at the stadium is going to be $20. It's going to be cheaper than an Uber, and there's going to be booze on the bus. So
we don't want there to be an infinitesimal period of time where you are unable to have a beer within grabbing distance. So that's apparently that was where they started in Denver, and they're like, okay, how can we pull this off? And I don't really expect it to be too different in the other cities, to be honest with you. So the game is Monday night. The game is against the 1 win and 39 loss Colorado Rapids of Stan Kroenke.
They started to play better the last few months, so it might be a challenge for Arsenal.
Well, couldn't even beat Bournemouth, so we might struggle with the Rapids, but I think we might see a different starting 11 than we did against Bournemouth. So anything else about Denver you want to share with us? Because
That's it. Looking really forward to everybody that comes out. Come say hi. If you show up, I like to meet some new people and make you feel welcome.
Yeah, keep an eye out for Joey. He's the one that looks like Joey. Awesome. So then at 3:00 in the morning, Joey and Tom Rosenhammer and Andy and I are getting on a plane and coming to LA for the next round of fun and festivities. So Taylor, your weekend begins prior to the arrival of the Denver folks and the people who are watching the game and apparently the team. So I guess we'll start on Sunday, which is the 14th. Tell us, because it's a pretty exciting event that's going on there, starring some people that we know and love ourselves.
Yeah, so I mean, when the whole schedule came out initially, all us LA folk were a little bit saddened by the schedule because, you know, the tightness of it kind of meant that some people were going to be excluded from travel. But Sunday night, we're throwing an event in Hermosa Beach. It's actually about, I'd say, 15 minutes from the stadium and where most people, most Arsenal America members are staying. And we're going to have a live Arsblog podcast, and he's going to be joined by Elliot Smith from the Arsenal Vision podcast.
Former best football podcast winner to our runners-up position. And never lets me forget. Actually, he never talks about. I'm not even sure he knows that they won that award because he isn't obsessed over that.
He probably doesn't even know. But he's so busy. But
we had him on the pod, Mike.
Yeah, we had Elliot on a couple seasons ago. We'll have Elliot on again. Andy pays very close attention. And Taylor, you were on with him recently as well, right?
Yeah. So we spoke recently about the stuff we've got going on in LA, and actually we know a little bit more now about kind of things that are happening. But Elliot's a great guy. He'll be out here for that as well. So basically what we've got going on is once you get to the pub in Hermosa Beach, there's going to be some beach footy right down the block. We've got some sponsored beach football.
Just go straight through that, yeah. You said footy, so it's the England bell.
So yeah, we're going to be doing that. If you guys have any desire in running in the sand, it's apparently going to be 77 degrees out on Sunday. So those of you that are here, take advantage of that because it's going to be cool. We have pub trivia. Steve Manios is hosting pub trivia. Mike, you're friends with Steve, right?
Yeah, Steve's been on with us before. Steve was actually joined us when we did the pod from Gooner with Robbie and Troops.
Yeah.
Steve is in London more than he's in LA, actually. But yeah, Steve and I go way back. He's a great guy and loves to organize stuff.
He does. But he's so busy that the cool thing about this, I kind of segued to this, but the cool thing about this LA trip is because LA is so big, this is really a united effort from 4 different SoCal Arsenal America branches. We have my branch, Arsenal Los Angeles, and then we have the Los Angeles Gooners, we have the OC Gooners, and we have the Beach City Gooners. And so the 4 branches have totally teamed up for this.
Everybody's getting along, working together.
Surprisingly so.
It's not like a West Side Story where you're walking up to each other with knives and
it's
shit.
been great, honestly, because those of you that have been to LA know this. I mean, LA's just such a big city, and what I think all of us realize is that the more places we have to watch the Arsenal, the better. I've made a lot of great friends through this process. So we have that happening on Sunday, 2 to 7. And what we're telling people is that kind of afterwards, we're making our home base pubs kind of the place to go. So, for example, Monday night when the Denver game is happening, the Fox and Hounds, which is the pub that Arsenal LA frequent, we're going to be showing the match there. So we're encouraging people that are staying closer to the San Fernando Valley to come out there. And those that are going to be closer to the beach cities to go to the Underground pub, which is where our event will be held.
Sweet. And the Underground pub, nice London theme,
amazing.
London theme. The tube maps on the wall, if I remember correctly.
It's enormous, and it's clean, and they have pool tables and dartboards, and it's going to be awesome.
The best part is to go to the pub, go on the wall, find cockfosters, and then just laugh hysterically at it.
Yeah.
So
for those of you that don't know, that pub was owned by George Best.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised there's any alcohol left in it.
I know.
We're able to replenish it a year after.
It's a good one, Mike.
So that's on the event, which seems exciting. Now.
Yeah.
You have insurance for all the beach football, beach soccer. It seems like the worst idea to me, in the sense that you're gonna get your leg basically is gonna get broken. How does that not happen more? And have you considered do you have all the proper paramedics and
maybe us Southern Californians are more adapt for beach sports. I don't know.
Well, anybody would be more adapt to beach sports than this guy.
I don't know. I was there the other day, and all the volleyball courts were taken up, and it looked like people were having great fun. So we'll make it happen.
All right, sweet. And then the event. You got trivia. You've got hilarity.
Yeah, we got trivia. We're going to be doing a couple cool raffles. Can't give away too much information yet because we're kind of at the mercy of some of our sponsors, namely one that manufactures kits.
Yeah.
But that leads us to Tuesday. Tuesday, you guys will be here. They've announced that there's going to be a sponsored event. There's apparently going to be a ticketed practice, but like I kind of said at the beginning, this information is getting to us kind of when the club decides that they're ready for us to have it.
Yeah, they're going to like send out the Arsenal equivalent of a bat signal, and then everyone's just going to have to scramble from where they are. They're like, that practice is happening.
I think that what's ended up happening is most of us have just left Tuesday open because we know that if we want to take part in any of the activities, we need to have our day free. Because there's talks of, the practice, a sponsored event, and then one other event that I know no details about. So 3 things on Tuesday that we all have no info about.
And Adrian says private company is providing the insurance for beach footy. Thanks a lot. I work in the insurance industry, so I appreciate being consulted on that. Another thing that Adrian's looked past me for, but it's okay. He still owes me a T-shirt from the last visit. So yeah, Tuesday is going to be a day of hangovers probably for a lot of people, and fun and Arsenal related activity. And then Wednesday, what do we got going on Wednesday?
So Wednesday we've got the match. We've got word from the stadium that they're allowing us to tailgate, which was good. We weren't sure if that was going to be able to happen. And that makes a huge deal, or it changes everything for us, because what that means is people are going to start arriving at the stadium around 5 o'clock.
Was that in doubt? Because it wasn't. This is the one city where they did come last time, and they played a game at the same stadium, and there was definitely tailgating last.
It was a little bit of a doubt. Not on our part. I think it mainly has to do with the ownership change to the stadium, and it being an international match. There's so many legal do's and don'ts that go into that, and so we needed to basically get permission for it, which phenomenally we did, thanks to some really hard work by somebody on our end.
Is it somebody in our chat room right now?
It is somebody in our chat room. We owe him a lot. He's been tremendous. Adrian, for those of you that don't know, helped lock that down. We're going to have tons of food and drinks for people there at the tailgate. From what I've heard, the legendary Gunnersaurus is going to make an appearance, but we'll see if that happens. That'd be great.
We're not going to see Gunnersaurus and Carl Jenkinson in the same place at the same time. I'm telling you, there's a connection.
There probably is. My younger brother only buys Gunnersaurus jerseys because, quote, he'll never leave us.
What? Just watch the
One day we're going to change mascots.
Yeah, we're going to have to throw him in with Mesut Ozil for negative $25 million or something.
Yeah. And then another really cool thing that's going to be happening is we're going to do an organized march into the stadium. As Arsenal America, Southern California branches. So make sure that you guys are there before, we all do that march.
Well, and you want to be there early anyway, because you have graciously identified as I'd love to be able to do the fundraising for LA to take. The LA trip is really, really compressed. Yeah. Compared to some of the Charlotte one is as well, but it's just a very tight time frame. Especially for people who are then leaving to go to Charlotte afterwards, and so the tailgate is going to be our best opportunity to raffle off the Arsenal kit there for Alan Smith. So definitely, if you're in LA, please give to the raffle on Sunday if you're going to be at the event on Sunday, and then anything else you got left over, we're gonna give away a separate. It's not one jersey for all the cities; it's one jersey for each of the cities. So we want to try to raise as much as we can in those hours before the game on Wednesday. And I appreciate you working with me over the last couple of days to set that up. Totally. So it's Arsenal against Bayern on Wednesday. Any predictions for the final score? Don't say 5-1, please.
No, I'm feeling pretty good about it, honestly. I don't
We
know
do kind of
why.
tend to beat them over the summer.
Our summer games tend to go pretty okay. Last summer they went pretty well, for the most part. I think the energy is just the one thing I'm looking forward to. I mentioned to Elliot last week. I just am looking forward to seeing young players on the field more than anything right now, because their desire and their hunger is really apparent, I think. And I think that will bring a lot to the game, regardless of whether it's a friendly or not.
Yeah, I mean, this is the American friendlies. You feel like there's really something to show, because I think Arsenal's fallen behind, frankly, in the U.S. To some other clubs. I mean, you have Chelsea. As long as Roman's there, and they're still a super Galactico type of spending team, as they were in the past. They're not so much anymore. But anyway, they've made a very shrewd move when it comes to signing Christian Pulisic to keep their American fandom alive and growing. Tottenham's done the same thing in the past. Arsenal, Gideon Zelalem never made it. Danny Cabraciun, it was a long time ago.
Great writer, though.
So we're in need of continued growth here, because really the only thing growing Arsenal in the States right now is Arsenal America and the amazing work that everybody does there. Have I kissed enough ass, by the way? It's a strategy. So yeah, LA is going to be great. Then the team and those of us who are going, who are bi-coastal, are going back to Charlotte, North Carolina, for a game on the 20th, which is the only weekend game. But really, all these days are going to be like weekends. So Michael, you are the head of the Queen City Gooners. Tell our viewers why Charlotte is the Queen City, by the way. Is there because some people probably just think it's because of Ric Flair's daughter Charlotte, and it's deeper than that.
No, it's named after Queen Charlotte. So I'm not sure how Cincinnati and Charlotte both have the title of Queen City, but there's a little banter going back and forth with some of the Cincinnati guys before.
I think it's because Freddie Mercury grew up in Cincinnati. Most people don't realize that. Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah. So all right. So the team. So Charlotte's an interesting situation, because the opponent changed from what it originally was supposed to be, based on Roma not getting into the group stage directly of the Europa League. I mean, you think what we're dealing with is bad. They've got a game probably in Uzbekistan or Madagascar or something next week. So Fiorentina has taken their place. But Charlotte has, and you, by the way, I forgot to ask you, Taylor, and make sure you remind me, there are websites that have the events if you want to follow along, if you're planning on going. ArsenalInLA.com, is that right?
Yeah, ArsenalLA.com. And I think through there you can find all of our individual branches, as well as the link to buy tickets to the event, which we don't have many tickets for. So we've almost sold out.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Now, Charlotte, surprisingly, because it's one of the quickest turnarounds and probably the least marketable opponent outside of the Rapids, Charlotte is going to be a trip, man. There's going to be some very cool people there, some great events. So let's say people are going to start filtering in probably on the Thursday. Walk us through the weekend that we have planned.
Yeah, being one of the only, or actually, I guess the only weekend game, we decided to try to do our best to kind of go all out for it. We didn't plan anything really for Thursday because we're trying to figure out, when people were going to be, coming in. But we start Friday evening. We've got Andrew from Arsblog and Robbie Lyle from Arsenal Fan TV, and they're going to be joining us in Rira, our home pub, for a kind of a question and answer. I'm not sure if Andrew's planning on doing any kind of a vlog. Definitely Robbie will be planning on doing some media. I'm sure with individuals, maybe outside the pub or inside the pub. So we're really excited about that.
He may just be looking for fan videos and reactions, considering that's like what he does now.
Could be.
Now I've been present at 2 or 3 visits of Robbie's to the States. Arsenal tours when he came to Gooner. I must say, and I'm addressing the elephant in the room because I know that there are a lot of people who aren't really a big fan of their station, of their channel. I have always defended it. I've always said I like most of the people on it, not everybody, and at least one of the people I've not necessarily warmed up to that much will be palling around the States with them. But have you any concern that there's going to be any blowback to any of these questions and answers that are being given on the stage there?
No. I mean, when it comes down to it, we're all part of the family. We all, want the same thing from our club. Some people are passionate. Some people are passionate the wrong way, in my opinion, as well. Just like you said, I may not agree with, the views of all of them, but, we're all entitled to, to feel certain ways about who we should bring in, who should be managing, how long they should be managing. So, I mean, you can't really knock anybody. So hopefully everything will stay pretty calm. That's the hope anyways.
And that is generally pretty typical of American Gooner gatherings. I mean, having talked to, and I mean, Andy, you and I communicate with people, who are on the ground there by the Emirates, who go to games day in, day out. And there is a lot of hand-wringing about the team and the performance on that. And when these events happen, the one thing that I notice is that, there's not as much talk about transfers and all. People it's an oasis from the worries about how the team is doing, and just an opportunity to mingle and to meet with people and to just kind of get excited about it and kind of re-grounds you, I guess, on being a Gooner as opposed to, being the demanding fan that we are, day in, day out during the season. But I think that's what the events will be. Based on past experience, it should be a fun time. Andy, any chance we get you out to Charlotte?
No.
We're getting up to LA was a minor miracle. All right. So then, so that is the event on Friday.
Yep, that's the event on Friday, and then Saturday, basically, we, with help from our home pub, who has just been phenomenal, Re-Raw Charlotte, they have closed down one of the main streets in Charlotte. Tryon Street goes right through the middle of Charlotte, for a block, basically right in front of them, to have a street party, tailgate party. They're going to have tents with food, drinks, bands, and then, of course, Ray Parler is going to grace us with his presence.
Of course, Ray Parler is going to join us. That's going to be exciting. We're looking forward to meeting him.
Yeah, we don't have a time quite yet. We're waiting. We're at the mercy of the club on that. So we're waiting to get confirmation of the exact time when he will be there. But he's going to be there, from what I've been told by Tiffany and all her hard work. I want to mention her for sure, from Arsenal America, helping out, getting everything going with that. And but we'll have that time out, and then you'll be able to come out and meet him and hang out. Evidently, he's a really cool guy and just kind of kicks it with everybody. So that's what.
Yeah, I've seen him on occasion enjoying a frosty beverage once or twice.
We'll have some frosty beverages out there, most definitely. So
definitely. I want to say a quick thank you to Taylor from LA for joining us. I know you've got to run. Looking forward to meeting you and
see you guys
and enjoying the LA portion of the trip.
Totally, yeah. Looking forward to it. It's going to be nice to meet a lot of you guys.
Cheers, Taylor. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, guys.
So the game then will happen after the tailgate. Again, in Charlotte, we're going to have another Alan Smith jersey to raffle off, which we will. I'll be walking around with a sandwich board or some shit, drawing attention to it.
We'll make sure you get attention.
Yeah, because
we may call you up to the stage too. There's gonna be a stage. He's gonna be up on a stage where the bands are. The bands will take a break, and then you'll be able to come up there. We can definitely get a little spot of some information from you.
If called up to the stage, and if the stage is reinforced enough, I will oblige. So great. So then so Saturday. The game is
So
Saturday night.
Yeah. So we'll we've got 10 to 4 is the tailgate party, and then the game starts at 6. So we are going to basically march. It's about a 15-minute march.
Oh God, you're
as
killing
a
me.
giant group. Yeah, only 15 minutes, so it should be a little
Like marching in Uber.
Yeah, the Re-Raw has been amazing. They've closed off Tryon Street, and they've secured 20,000 Ubers
Can we
for
get
the
an
march.
Uber for Mike to stick his head on the sunroof?
Right. If you disappear for that little bit of time, then we can't account.
I was in the
for it,
back
all
the
right?
whole time. You guys
Yeah,
just
I
didn't
promise.
turn around.
I was singing just as loud as everybody else.
Yeah,
So we're gonna march, sing loud. I don't think we'll have too many Fiorentina fans to oppose us. Not seeing a giant fan base in the States or in Charlotte. So, but we're gonna march to the stadium, and then hopefully be there for the game. Obviously.
Now, if anybody still, has their faculties at the end of the game, there's one final. Actually, there's two final events.
Two final, yeah. So,
post game. So
yeah, we've got we're going to definitely be promoting Re-Raw, our home pub. We want to try to keep everything central to that. We realize everybody's not going to want the same kind of atmosphere the whole time. That's perfectly fine. So they're going to have an after party as well. That'll go till 2. They've got a nice rooftop area. You can hang out, look at the scenery of the city. And then Rooftop 310 is also graciously awarded us some space. DJ, obviously drinks will be flowing, and kind of clubbing type music, I suppose, for all you younger folks that want to partake till 2 a.m. as well.
Younger folks, definitely younger than me. I don't do 2 a.m. anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, have you received? Before we talk about the brunch, have you received Joey's rider?
I have not. Does he need special only pink starbursts or anything like that?
I mean, there's a variety of things.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
right, make sure I get that then, Mike. Make sure you get that to me, because I want to make sure
only,
Joey's happy.
Only pink starburst.
Okay. Because he's already going to be upset about the Toria, jersey. It's not working out. So
specific brand of red wine. only redhead strip clubs.
Okay.
It's a very detailed list of things that Joey.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, make sure I get that. I want to take care of Joey. Joey's got to be happy.
And then if by any stretch of the imagination you're still looking for food and drink the next morning.
The next morning, 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, again at Re-Raw, they're going to be hosting a boozy brunch. Obviously, mimosas will be flowing. It'll be a great time. I think they're doing some Arsenal themed brunch menu items, so it'll be good. You
have any examples of that?
Let's see. We had the Lacazette. Yeah, we've had the Lacazette. I don't have the menu in front of me. We had the.
You got to have nachos Montreal.
we had the Alexis Sanchez, and obviously when he left us, we changed it to the nacho. It was a kind of a Southwestern type theme, since that was the only kind of Southwestern player we kind of had. Actually, no, we changed it to the Gilberto, I believe, the Gilberto Silva. So we tried to say more South American, stay on this side of the world. So. Nice. But yeah, they've done a lot, and they've really bent over backwards to try to make this an amazing event. And so,
have you heard of any liver doctors that are going to be going on this trip? Just for because
if they haven't heard yet, they probably need to start getting some cards out at Re-Raw, because there may be some hurting livers probably.
I am currently 3 months without. I've been trying to go on a crash diet for this trip. Come on, I'm not paying you enough to say something like that.
Are you paying?
But yeah, I haven't had anything to drink for 3 months. I see that possibly changing on this trip at some point, and it certainly I'm already feeling a little sick and dizzy hearing about all these events. It's going to be something else. Becca's going to be. It says Mike's going to be a lightweight. And as long as you take care of me, I will be fine. All right. So Charlotte, the final stop, and Josh, I told Josh before before we went on that we are the furthest thing from a professional podcast. We are interrupted by children constantly, whether they're 15 or 1 or 5 or 6. So
and you see mine now.
Yes.
Have decided to join me. Yes. Okay.
you wanna
Well,
be a-
girls, you may as well say hello. Get your 15 minutes of fame.
You want to be a TV star in front of 4 people?
Oh, now they're shy. Okay. Well, anyway, it's my 6-year-old here, Fiona, my 5-year-old Chloe's off screen, and you will not be
Fiona-
seeing them because they're going to be at the beach.
Yeah, Fiona used to sit on your lap during Arsenal games at Lucky Bar. That was the last time I saw her. I think she was still in a car seat. So she is an Arsenal fan from birth.
Oh, very much so. They both are. They didn't have a choice.
So if you're able, will you? Okay, hold on a second. Z Acorn, we do not know where the players are staying in DC. If we did know where the players were staying, I'm pretty sure it would get us in trouble if we told you where the players were staying. So I'm going to give you an inside tip. They are staying at the Super 8 on Pulaski Highway in Baltimore. They wanted to get out of the city. I've stayed there before. It is a fine establishment. Meet them in the lobby on Monday morning, and they'll be there. So that is a secret tip that you're only going to get if you listen to this podcast. So yeah, starting on Saturday, the day of the Charlotte game, it's a big moment for the DC Armory, Josh.
Yes. Before I get to that, the Super 8 and Pulaski Highway was actually their second choice because there was it got out that they were staying at the Wolf Inn on Route 1 in Alexandria, but so we had a little motel, so yeah, they had to change plans there.
Someone was asking on either Arsenal America or Twitter something this morning where the players were staying in LA and in DC, and I just went on hotels.com, searched for all the hotels, ranked from lowest to highest price. So
I saw that.
I could find the $50 a night motel in the middle of LA and put that up there. So I fully expect. I mean, that's where I'm staying, of course.
Well, the way our club spends, you could be onto something there.
Well, Andy, now that we're media, are we getting? Is our media corporation conglomerate going to be putting us up?
Hey, whenever you talk to me now, Mike, you need to go through my my manager, Joey.
My publicist. That's funny. My publicist is also Joey. So
Joey's just gonna talk to himself.
Joey's gonna be busy being an in between us. All right. So yes. DC Armory was established when?
2009, some point before the 2009-2010 season started. So this is going to roughly be our decade, our decennial, our 10th anniversary.
Excellent.
So very happy for that.
And to celebrate that, with anyone who's not in Charlotte for the game on Saturday, what's going on?
Yes. So the 4 days we have around the match are called Gooner Congress. Because basically we're going to have people from all over the country coming, and I guess from the world as well, mostly England. But the first day, Saturday the 20th, the day of the Fiorentina match down in Charlotte, we are having our 10th anniversary party for DC Armory at our home pub, Lucky Bar, in DuPont Circle in Northwest DC. I also before I get into that, I just want to give a shout to the Arlington Gooners, Travis and Ginger Burke. They've helped us out immensely. My vice president, Cassandra Ransom, and Alex Kozel, who's really helped out with our tailgate stuff. But the 10th anniversary party.
How much did Rio help with?
Oh, Rio did like jack. So
less than nothing. Yeah, that's what you get from Rio. You get like every 6 months you get a visit. If you want to drink with him, is great. But Rio, yeah.
Yeah, if you can.
Does he know that Arsenal's coming?
And yeah, nobody told him. But so it's starting at 3:00 on that Saturday. We're gonna have we were going to do trivia. We may still do that as sort of a fun thing. We are doing the raffle for Gooners versus Cancer, of course.
Yes, and I want to thank you for that, because that is the one event that we are going to be raising money for another Alan Smith jersey. Now we have all different kinds of animals joining us, where I'm not even going to be able to be there. And you and Cassandra have been nice enough to step up and volunteer to do that, because I know that 10th anniversary gathering is going to be a nice one, a good one. And hopefully Paul won't mind you guys raising money for my charity, but
no, he'll be absolutely fine with it. But
So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, it's going to be basically 3 hours of all the Arsenal tangentially related music I could find. We'll have a nice little sort of slideshow before the match, just going over the pictorial history of DC Armory. We're gonna have these lovely our new pub glasses. So this, I'm
sweet.
very excited about this. If you
Andy's
the
dying
logo
right now.
there, it's got the Lucky Bar logo as well. I'm very, very excited for those.
Sorry.
So they'll be making their debut at the 10th anniversary party for DCA.
Andy, are you laughing at the scene, or are you reading the Urban Dictionary again?
Justin Trujillo is sending very inappropriate text messages right now to me and Joey to get us to laugh, and they're sorry, I didn't
They're
mean to
working.
interrupt, but they're working.
No, it's all good. Thanks, Chloe. But yes, so we'll be having a little party then. And of course, I believe the Fiorentina match kicks off at 6 p.m. if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it does.
Yes, so 6 p.m. So of course we'll be watching that match, and afterward, we're just going to drink a lot, pretty much whatever else is going to do.
That's the default activity. Sunday morning is going to be a brunch. I think I have heard and believe that there's going to be a brunch at the Arlington Gooners Branch, which is Ireland's Four Courts, my home pub, the one that treats us very well. And it's nice that the two branches, like in LA, we have more than one branch. We get along. We visit each other frequently, and there'll be a brunch that morning. Four Courts puts on a nice brunch. It'll be Arsenal themed. We're coordinating that. Of course, we'll be raising more money for Gooners versus Cancer there. And then Monday, we don't know, like in LA, we know something's going on Monday, but we don't know exactly what it is, right?
Exactly. We're still short of details on that at the moment. We know there's going to be an open practice, ticketed, of course. It's going to be exclusive to Arsenal America premium members. The partner event as well will be the same. I believe it's going to be subject to a lottery. We don't have nailed down times or locations yet, just because, as has been said earlier, the club pretty much tell us when they want to tell us, which who knows when that's going to be. But as soon as we have anything that we're at liberty to mention, we'll let everybody know. You'll more than likely have to watch out for your emails just to see what's going on with these events. If you're a paid up current Arsenal America premium member, you should hopefully be getting details on one or both of these events pretty soon. But we know they're happening.
And I highly recommend being a paid up Arsenal America member, because in addition to notifications, being able to get tickets over the Emirates, this year's member pack bonus is a nude pic of Joey Murphy.
Mm.
He started smiling before I went there because he knew that I was going there.
Not good.
Not good. Believe me, I've seen it already. So I didn't pay for my membership this year, but so yeah. So then the game with the tailgating. There's going to be a bus, right, from the Moxie Hotel to
yes,
there should be, which is in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yes, unfortunately. Thank you, Dan Snyder, for that. Well, really, thank you, Jack Kent Cook, but that's another story. But yeah, we're going to have 3 buses running between the Moxie Hotel on, I believe, K Street Northwest, so not very far from Lucky, heading out to FedEx Field. We have the 3 buses now that are coming for that.
There'll also be a bus to take Z Acorn from the Pulaski Highway location directly to FedEx Field.
Yeah, I believe it's called Greyhound.
Yeah, exactly.
But the tailgate's going to start at about 3:00. We'll still be collecting not donations, but raffle tickets. If you want to purchase raffle tickets for Gooners versus Cancer, I believe we'll be collecting up until whenever you're going to be announcing the winner there at the tailgate.
Yeah, pretty much right up until game time or until I fall down on my face, which may happen. I mean, it would be because of the heat.
Oh, yeah. I advise everyone to, hydrate well, because it's July in DC and it is stupid humid. But also, I should say about the buses, if you want to bring things like lawn chairs, beer, that sort of thing, if you like, that's perfectly acceptable. These are tour buses that are going to have cargo bays underneath the seating area. So, yeah, if you want to bring your own stuff, please feel free. We're going to have food, and we're working on kegs and stuff. for that as well. But yeah, so if you have something you want to bring, as long as it's safe and legal, of course, please feel free to do so.
And by the way, I there's no official event for this, but I believe on Sunday evening, DC United is hosting a strange little four-way tournament between Ligue 1 clubs from the feeder league, and one of those clubs is Saint Etienne. You'd think I couldn't do a French accent anymore.
They're based out of Croydon, aren't they?
Yes, exactly. Cricklewood, actually. But the interesting player for Saint Etienne, obviously, that would be relevant to this discussion is one William Saliba, who either is going to still be there or be owned by us but loaned back to them. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was a gradual kind of moving to watch that game and scout our new boy. So that is the trip, man. I'm looking forward to it. We got all the details of all the organizations. We'll be Andy and I will be doing a lot of media, both for us and covering the events in our new capacity as actual people.
Now, Mike, I'm a man of the people, so I'm not going to be doing this, but how much did you tell me you're going to charge people for your headshots and autographs?
Well,
I'm prepared with cash.
I used to charge by the pound, the pound of my head, but I'm going to be giving off a special for that, and I'm going to do it for free this time. I'm giving it away because I'm a charitable man.
Oh,
and I want how many different dogs do you have? Are you like trying to compete with Josh by having like?
Oh, he's putting his cute daughter up there, so I'm going to put my cute daughter up there.
You love your dog, by the way.
This is Henri. And I have Olivier as well.
I was going to say, you don't have Humber, do you?
No. They're
Okay.
French, so they had to get French names, even though Olivier decided to bolt on us. But
I would say, what I really feel about Humber, but there are children in the room. So headphones or no headphones, I don't want that slipping out. So any user questions? We didn't solicit user questions because we weren't really doing a traditional pod. But if anyone's in the chat and has any questions for us, besides where are the players staying, when I find that out, I'll let everybody know after I raid their hotel rooms. But from Dial Square One, who's in the chat, says, "Wow, you Americans are really rolling out the carpet for Martinelli." So much so that Joey got his jersey already. It just they printed the name wrong. They spelled it Torreira. But from Justin Trujillo, how many total days do you think you will be sober? Andy? All of them?
All of them?
Because Andy's a very level-headed young chap.
Someone's going to have to carry your ass around these cities.
No, look, the new Mike is very measured, very, I ain't going to do that. Joey knows how responsible I can be.
Danny the GFP is saying, if I'm a Portland Timbers fan, being English, no one would care if I changed instead of supporting LA Galaxy. If the guests had a free pass to pick a team, would they stop supporting Arsenal?
All right, Michael, if you could, with nobody giving you a hard time over that, based on the struggles of Arsenal, Danny wants to know, would you pick another team if you knew it wouldn't come back on you with massive shame and shit taking? Or are you Arsenal till you die?
No, yeah, definitely. There's, if you've gotten through those past years before of any of the FA Cup trophies, you can take anything. Plus, I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, so long-suffering Bills fan. So I know a thing or two about, not winning anything. So I feel fairly comfortable in my my support of the Arsenal until I die.
And I already know the answer for Mr. Vaughn, who is giving us a tour of his house right now. So I know he isn't. He picks something and he doesn't change from it. He does that with his football teams. He does that with his kids. There's no way that he would do that. Danny, I resent the implication that we're so fickle of an Arsenal supporting fan base that we would even consider doing that. By the way, I have seen the picture of you with your Liverpool jersey on, so don't be so hypocritical. In any event, that's about it for the summer tour show. Andy, I will see you when I see you tomorrow
Me and
night.
Joey need to figure out logistics.
Of the three, like who's going to be the top and who's going to be the bottom?
Well, no, Joey's going to be the part in the wobbly H.
The wobbly H. Sweet. I can't wait for it. All right, so thank you for Josh for joining us. I know you gotta sign off. Appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you, buddy. Thank you for Michael. We'll be seeing you in Charlotte.
Thank you.
I can't wait for these events. They're going to be fun. Please remember Gooners versus Cancer. And by the way, if you're still with us, check out Gooners or GoonerAuction.com. There is a auction going on for very, very cool prizes, very, very cool things, including club level Arsenal tickets to any game you choose. There are some things which might not necessarily be of that much value, but are pretty funny that Andy and I are willing to do for the purpose of charity. So please visit, I think it's GoonersAuction.com, either Gooner Auction or Gooners Auction. I'm so organized, I know. But and yes, the host of the podcast does have a social media. We are at the Gooners Pod on Twitter. We are the Gooners Pod on Instagram. And we are going to be, and we have a YouTube channel, which you are currently on. So please subscribe to that. And that'll be it. Looking forward to seeing you guys within the next week or so.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
All right.
Guys.
Cheers. And as always, come on, you Gooners.